what's happening with the marriages where the man insists that his wife pays 50% of the bill, so that everything goes 50-50. It sounds logically very correct. Everything should be split 50-50, chores and money and responsibilities and children and everything. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. We each have biologically, evolutionary, psychologically, emotionally, different gifts that we bring to the relationship. And men are not built to biologically, they're not built to ask money from a woman they are in love with. They are built to provide, protect, cherish, all the things that we say in marriage vows. So, with the risk of sounding like a grandma, a man is truly in love with a woman and can be truly in love with her when he can provide for her, when he can protect her. No matter if the woman is earning $1 million and he's earning 100K, he will want to provide for her. He will want to pay her food, her bills. He will want to feel like he's taking care of her. I've seen this a lot in both situations. So men earning less than women, but still wanting to provide for them, and men earning more than the women and not wanting to provide. So this scares me a lot. If your husband wants to split the bills 50-50, I'm sorry, it's a sign that he doesn't feel in love with you um on a, I don't know, on a biological, like really, really, really in love with you. Men are not built to see a relationship as a transaction, right? Like we might calculate things and 50-50 and everything with the women that they care about or with people that they care about. So with women that they care about, like deeply, they want to protect and provide, and they don't care about how the bills go. So this is the raw truth. This means that emotional intimacy is broken, physical intimacy, and just having um, that deep feeling of in love and being together, like being husband and wife. That like true being a husband and wife is not there. Even if the papers say so, if your husband is requiring you to pay half of the bills, most of the times it's not okay. I've seen this like recently, saw a case where the woman was earning 3K a month, the man was earning 20K, and he was still asking her to pay half of the bills. That is outrageous and ludicrous, and I'm so enraged for this woman, so frustrated that she's going through this. So this means something is not okay. Does it mean you have to divorce? No, of course not. You can create that polarity, but this just means that the foundation, the basics and the foundation of the marriage is not there. This means almost like going back, way back, and falling in love with each other again, or for the first time, I might say, like really falling in love with each other and not seeing yourselves as business partners and as a transactions and just somebody who I go through with life, but not my rock, not my ride or die, right? So there are relationships where like you're my ride or die. You know, when we hear about those old people that when their partner dies, like very soon they die too because they couldn't live with each other. Like they had this deep connection that you're my ride or die. Like we're in this together, like forever together. We're in this, and it's so only when you experience it you can believe it. Unfortunately, most people don't even get there, right? Like 50% of marriage is divorce. The rest of 50% are mostly unhappy. So very few people get to experience that like deep level connection, but it can be created, right? Like it can be created with a lot of self-awareness, a lot of curiosity, knowing yourself, knowing your partner, knowing the different things you bring to the relationship, knowing that you cannot beat nature, and naturally and biologically and evolutionary and psychologically you are different and you bring different things to the relationship. The woman brings mostly the environment, the safe environment emotionally at home, like the feeling of home and peace. The man brings security, safety, trust, protection, providing, right? So these all go together. They are complementary. Like this is what how it's created, like that ride or die situation. And of course, in relationships like this, if something happens to the man, the woman will pick up things, but she knows that like he's there for her, right? It's not that it should always be like this. Like on the duration of our lifetime, things change a lot. We get sick, we have problems. Some like sometimes your partner will pick up your stuff or the things that you bring to the relationship and vice versa. But mostly, like if we are aware of what our gifts are biologically and scientifically, right? And also what our values are as people, what we like, what makes us happy, how we come together, how we are better together than apart. Like then you get to that like deep level relationship. This is just like to let you know that it's a red flag if the man is asking the woman to split the bill 50-50. He's not in like truly in love with her. He's in love with her with his mind. Like, oh yes, you're good on paper. I want to be with you. It makes sense to be with you. We're good on paper, like we should split this and this, like we're good together. It's from the brain. It's not from the heart. It's not from the gut. It's not something visceral. It's not something deep, right? Like we can all agree with our mind who would be good for us and not. Right? And it's great. Like for women, it's great to make those decisions logically. But for men, when men they fall in love like that deep in love. They don't fall in love with the head, with the heart. It's how they feel with that woman. So they won't care if she brings him peace, if she makes him better, if she feels like she's his home. That man will want to make like everything possible for her and work 3 jobs if he needs to like make her the happiest possible, no matter how much money she's making. So this was just like to tell you there's a red flag. I've seen a lot of situations like this lately. Most of them have a lot of other red flags, of course. Like this is not like if you only have this, uh, things are not as bad, right? Like usually because it signals to me, it's one of the signals. It signals to me like there's not a deep kind of connection and love and respect. I always discover other problems or other things that just they're not statistically and biologically made to like to work. For example, this is general. I cannot take every case in particular. When the husband is younger, a lot younger than the woman, the natural polarity cannot be created. It can be created with when the man is older, but when the woman is older, it's a lot harder to create that thing that the man is taking care of her and protecting her and serving her. And this is where, like, this is one of the many cases I found that he's asking for her to pay the bills, even if she doesn't make as much as him, not by far. This is just one of the cases. I encountered a lot of cases like this lately. And yeah, just so you know, it's a red flag. Work on things. Things can be solved. But don't think it is normal. If it logically makes sense, maybe like question it and see how you feel because you're not happy with it. None of these women were happy with it. Then know you can change things and work on things. Don't try to convince yourself that it's okay and it's okay to be unhappy. It's okay if I don't get what I want because it sounds logical. Everyone should do this 50-50 like 50-50 thing, right? If it doesn't work for you and you don't like it, you have to learn how to say it. You have to learn how to make the relationship better in a way that you are in love with him and he's in love with you too. And you create that deep connection that has like emotional intimacy and polarity for physical intimacy. Bye bye.